Hi, my name is Veronica Hernandez, and today I'm going to talk about my cultural values. I'm half Hispanic and half Russian, and the three values I chose to talk about today is going to be collectivism, benevolence, and tradition. So, my first slide, I'm going to talk about collectivism. The textbook definition states that people from collectivism societies value social cohesion and social stability. So my first example is going to be how, as a family, we support each other throughout big goals and achievements like a new job, graduation. We're there for each other. So my example, all my family showed up to my graduation. This is my dad, my sister, my mom, and here's my grandma. Everyone was there to support me. My second example is going to be the relationship between my mom, my sister, and I. We're really close and tend to take care of each other. If my mom needs something, me and my sister are there, and it's vice versa. My third example is going to be how we were taught at a young age to be kind of respectful to each other, specifically respecting our elders. So, the next topic I'm going to talk about is benevolence. The textbook definition states that the defining goal of benevolence is preserving and enhancing the welfare of those with whom one is frequent personal contact. So, my first example of this is going to be me, my grandma. I help her out when she needs me, like, taking her to an appointment or helping her do chores at her home, acts of service to her to help her any way she needs. My second example is how, from a young age, me and my sister were taught to give back to our community, like donating to canned food drives or donating clothes. And I've kind of adapted that myself by donating. A lot of the times I donate my old clothes and I give them to like my friends who are like, oh, that's a cute top. I'm like, oh, I'm giving it away, like here. Or I will collect clothes that I don't wear anymore and I'll give them to like homes for women and children, just stuff like that to give back to the community. I believe that what you give into the world will come back to you. Um, my third example is going to be helping my mom take care of my sister. When my mom's gone for work, I try to take on the role as like a parental figure to my sister. I take her to school, take her to practice. Sometimes I'll cook dinner for her when my mom needs the help. So, my third topic is going to be tradition. The textbook definition is the defining goal of tradition is respect, commitment, and acceptance of the customs and ideas that one culture or religion provides. So, my first example is going to be Christmas and how we celebrate Christmas. So, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Um, and during Christmas, I feel like my mom's tradition and my dad's tradition kind of collide into one. So I see some like from my Hispanic side and then some from my Russian side. For example, like the food we have. So one big staple that we have every single year is smoked salmon, and that's from my mom. And everyone loves it. It's so good. And I look forward and I think about it every single Christmas. Like when I think of Christmas and what we're gonna eat, I think of smoked salmon. Um, Also, all my dad's side of the family come. So, like my aunt, my uncle, my cousins. And it's just like such a good memory and just such a good tradition that we've created. My second example is going to be how we celebrate Tamale Day every year after Christmas. So, all my dad's side of the family comes to my aunt's house and we all sit around a big table and make tamales. And this is also the time where I see family that I don't see a lot because a lot of them like live out of town. So it's nice to see like cousins you haven't seen or that you normally wouldn't see on a regular basis. My third example is going to be how every summer my family and I take a trip. Even though my parents have separated a long time ago, we still all come together as a family and go on one big trip. So last year we went to Vegas for a week and it was really fun, just to spend quality time with your family. All three morals I spoke about mean deeply to my tradition as well as myself. With all three values, I see similarities. One of the biggest similarities I see is being kind and showing respect to others. I believe, like I said earlier, what you give out to the world, you'll receive back. But some differences I noticed between my values was between tradition and benevolence. Benevolence is more about giving back to others, while tradition is more based on things that stick with your family for centuries. Some final reflections on my values and my ethnicity, as well as my identity, is how my ethnicity has influenced me to adapt these cultures and beliefs into part of my identity.